Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Satsang. Let's make some silence first. Stillness. The mind seeks fulfillment of desires. In all its movements, there is hope of finding the thing. And it is in its every movement that distance is maintained from what is sought. Every hope through movement is distraction, is feeding illusion. So these false hopes need to be cut down. Attention mustn't move because the understanding that there's nothing in this world worthwhile has to be there. I don't want anything else from this world anymore. Nothing to see, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Stillness. So reminding you all that we use WhatsApp as a means of communication. The number appears on the comments right now, then it will appear on the video description. And in Instagram, in the profile, we'll make it visible so that you can send your questions whenever you're watching the video or whenever you feel a need to. I will answer your question now. Hello Sriman, my name is Eric and I live in the south of France. I recently led a quest to find my true nature. My habits as a human persist, like for example, listening to music or the radio in the shower or while driving. I like to listen to music in the car or under the shower. Is this an obstacle for a truth seeker? Is this contraindicated, harmful for a researcher? Should I force myself to give up old habits? Do I have to live in a new posture? Thank you for your answer. Well, Eric, at the first glance, it seems that there's no problem. It's very innocent, isn't it? But let us look a little bit better. What are habits? What are your habits? See, habits form themselves. Well, those who know a little bit about it says it is from the beginning of the life of the body. Others say it is previous. It doesn't matter. It's not the point to clarify that. But habits are ingrained investments that feed, protect, and enhance your delusion. They are there to guarantee all the pillars, all the blocks to maintain your delusion. So, as the quest for truth begins in a serious matter, spiritual practices begin also. They are difficult in the beginning because the habit is missing. And that new habit which is trying to get formed, it is a habit that it is taking the place of older habits that are there to maintain illusion. And these new habits are there to take the food from illusion. So one is certain habits, the blindfold habits, they are there to nurture your delusion, to feed your delusion, the blocks of it. And spiritual practice, these habits of spiritual practice are there to start removing the food from your illusion. It takes time, yes, even for spiritual practices to be able to do that fully, because it depends a lot on your understanding. So if you're using spiritual practices that are meant to take the food out of illusion, but you're using it in a sense of for well-being purposes, for example, so the reach that they have, it's very small because you still intend a happy circumstance ahead. So all those habits are there to create better circumstances according to what you think is better or right or worst. So it is there to feed your illusion, to improve illusion, not to transcend it. Like I said in the beginning, I don't want anything else from this world or other worlds anymore. This is a must. In meditation, this is like the meditation mat. It is the basis. Without it, the reach of spiritual practices, it's very, very small. There's always something, nothing goes missing, but it is very, very small. So in the beginning, new habits are being formed. So it is said, meditate at the same time. Repetition, same technique, everything to create this strong habit that by the force of it, that increases with time and repetition, it starts to suck all others into it. Other habits, they speak about movement, spiritual practices, speak about stillness or intent at stillness at some point. There are different practices and they are according to the different needs of what is possible, not of what is wanted, not of what is desired, not of what you believe it is better, but what is possible. So an agitated mind cannot go immediately to stillness. So techniques are there to bring you to a little bit more stillness, not complete stillness, but a little bit more. And this has to increase. So all habits that you recognize, they are there to support your delusion, to recreate circumstances of pleasure for immediate purposes or that recreate something at a long-term purpose. So if the seeker of truth needs to change habits, of course, there are those who say that, oh, there's nothing to be done, you don't need to do anything. And for those, I tell you that, well, your life is the living proof of that. Nothing changes deeply. Nothing really changes. But there's nothing to change, right? So that those words are very nice, but they are for mature seekers, not for anyone. And you should start to work from the level that you really are. This is the best. So if you come with your ego and you want to, oh no, but I'm advanced and all of this, and start already advanced practices instead of just because your mind believes that it understands it. It doesn't make a difference if you understand or you don't understand. Deep understanding is difficult. It has to be really advanced practice. And advanced practice, the basis is absolute stillness. Physical stillness, emotional stillness, mental stillness. And devotion and surrender has to be there abundantly. So this is advanced. All rest is just picking an advanced thing and transform it into a beginner's object. So it kind of makes it even slower. So understanding what habits are, it is very important. Like sitting still in the middle of your world and observing the impulses that arise, all these things to understand your investments. But this is not meditation. It's just observing and knowing the mechanics of your illusion so that you can stop to feed it. This is its purpose, because meditation gives a clear-cut indication. Shh, stay silent, close your eyes, abstract from everything else, stay motionless. Life, what you call normal life, it's like jumping into a river, that it's full of curves and the speed changes, scenarios changes, everything. With new hopes unfolding, so they say, at the horizon. Meditation is pointing the other way around. Be still, close your eyes, abstract, never mind, forget, concentrate. So the message is clear. To establish a meditation routine, which are the clear steps, at least for the majority, towards freedom, the beginning of a spiritual quest. It will change all aspects of your life. It may take time, because it takes time for you to understand what it means, what it wants. But eventually, as you grow, you will see this more and more. Eventually, it will change everything. And it will be, you can set a course from where you stand to complete stillness. That is the course. And it will change with your understanding. It will change and change into that direction. So yes, habits need to change. But music, let's go to this music question. It's quite usual, especially these days. Everybody has its music, everybody listens to music, and it's very, very good, very soothing, or it can be a lot of things. It's a full experience that can range different kinds, aspects of emotions. And musics, they are packed with emotions. They are there to work on your emotions, to enhance them, to explore them. And with time, these musics, they become a part of your mind, and they become connected to your emotions. So you must have realized your favorite songs, they bring about this emotional luggage with it. And you listen to them 20 years later. For those who have tested this, maybe not so many, for those who have stopped listening to music, and then 20 years later, they listen to the same music, and everything that used to arise with that music will arise again. It is there. It takes a long time to eradicate. For serious meditators, those who are in for silence, for stillness, they know that as they start sitting more and more silently, all these soundtracks, their favorite musics or random musics even start coming to the mind. And it's very difficult to let go. It's very difficult to get quiet. It will arise because they are there. They are part of the superficial garbage, but with connections to deep garbage. What is garbage? Stimulated the energies of the songs plus your emotions and everything and the stories connected to those emotions and so on. And as you get exposed to it, it awakens it every time, and it gets frozen in time. So imagine you're emptying your stock of emotions, then you get exposed to it again. Poof, here it comes again. And there's a difference, you see, how deep it becomes. Even this difference between outer speakers and headphones, it changes a lot, but it's the same principle. So a seeker of truth needs to deepen his silence and his stillness, needs to empty his stock of noise and agitation. And as you sit, you will listen again and again to the music. They will arise, they will come up, and it takes a long time to clean this. But if you're stimulating again and again, the agitation in your mind will be constant. So what you will know as stillness is just a little bit less than this, but then it comes back again. So normal standard, meditation standard. Normal standard, meditation standard. It doesn't deepen any more than that. You have to cut these these sources of noise and agitation. And it doesn't matter if it is good agitation or bad agitation. It is agitation. And it's not stillness. I will answer your question now. I took Kayastherium, I don't know if this pronounces this way, as meditation technique for about a year. Then, as I refined the steadiness of the body, I began to feel the energy. The more stable my body is, better I can feel it. So when it happens, I don't know if the mind is running, a certain sense of distance happens. It is better to keep the mind aside or to watch the things that it does than to conquer, probably like this. So I haven't heard about this method, but I investigate a little bit. And this is about, for those who don't know, maintaining the body still. And I was surprised that there is a technique like this because, well, this is not a technique in itself. This is the basis of any serious meditation. And I'm not dismissing as a serious technique, that's not the point, because like I said, I don't know much about it. I read it a little bit, and from what I read, it is about focusing the attention in the body, in the motionlessness, and keeping this focus on staying still and firm. And then when this is mastered, you shift to a technique of observing the breath, for example. Not sure if this is the case, but so of course, as you achieve stillness of the body and you are maintaining for a long period, the vibration increases. This is meditation mood. And in this allows to deepen that meditation. But if you're focusing and observing the stillness of the body and this and that, and changing techniques, then it is wasted. Because this motionlessness, maybe this is not right, motionless, yes, motionless, of the body, it is the basis of any serious meditation technique. And you don't need to observe it. You just sit, and you have to be very careful with that. Careful in the sense of paying attention to it. The body, you put it in the meditation position, meditation posture, and you see if it is okay. It's okay. Then you don't move it anymore. This has to be the mindset. And if you try this, you will see that, okay, so this posture is okay. And then you start your meditation. Then it comes, oh, there's a slight, it's not really in the right position. Let me just adjust it. No. If you say it is the right position, it is the right position. It doesn't matter if it is the wrong position. You will maintain it till the end of meditation. This has to be the mindset. Because everything more or less subsides of this changing, shifting, adjusting, adapting, all of this. And this training to the mind to become a tool of execution only, not on planning, not on those things, of controlling, understanding, but just executing. Then it has to be trained in this way. So in this case, when this happens, when that energy becomes tangible, when vibration rises, you don't know if the mind is running because a certain sense of distance happens. Well, that may be interesting. Wait, Instagram has... Okay. So probably a better meditation technique is needed. Or you need to understand better that meditation technique, or another one is needed. You see, stillness, focus, this is very important. Abstraction, it can be interesting, but much later, much later. So this focus is very important, and it is opposite to abstraction. In abstraction mode, you don't know what happened, you're not present there, whatever that means. It's like you just disappeared. And sometimes it happens on its own. And that's okay. But the technique should allow, should ensure focus. Like the time is expanding in front of your eyes. You see, every second is a long time. And this is concentration that brings this. And for the deep cleansing of the mind, these agitations, everything which is opposing, which is in a vibration opposed to stillness, needs stillness to arise and to dissolve. And meditation, it's not something that you get lost easily. If it is, something is not in the right place. It is something that you see as it intensifies, it amplifies. So this losing yourself in it, well, may be interesting much later, but at this level, it's not the best yet. And that means that either you haven't understood the technique, or that is not going to take you far, but it doesn't have a continuity. So, going a little bit back to the previous question about habits, it is very easy to understand, and these subjects are connected. Whatever you look at your life, whatever it was prior to this calling for the quest for truth, it is there serving illusion purpose, circumstantial happiness. Everything is there serving that purpose. So if you have changed your motivation, your understanding, then, well, it's like you're a farmer, for example. Now, from farming, I want to become whatever, baker or something like that. Will you still continue to plant the vegetables? If that doesn't suit you anymore, you will do what is aligned to what you think it's best. You will be baking bread or whatever. Not the best example, but okay. Because your motivations have changed. So But if your motivations change and everything keeps the same, so has it really changed? Because if it is a quest for freedom, it will change. But if the quest of freedom is being used in a sense to improve illusion, it will not change. Because it doesn't matter if it is a tool for freedom, if it is used with the intending to maintain illusion. It's not difficult to understand. So when a real quest for truth begins, the life that was prior to the call, to the spiritual call, eventually changes completely. And the more intense you dive into the quest for truth, the faster it changes. If it's not changing much, well, that speaks about the intensity of your quest and how you're using your time. Nothing else. It just speaks about this. Because when it intensifies, changes starts to come very fast also. The more intensity, the faster it comes. Until it stabilizes again in a completely new life, whatever that means, which is now more suitable for. So for that reason, the seeker of truth must be available, free to move in which direction is necessary, in which direction his guidance or whatever, in the whatever way it comes, is pointing him to. And the first steps for that to be possible is to train the mind to become a servant, to become that which makes it happen, whatever guidance is saying. Not that which will interpret guidance, not that which will decide what is better, but just executes. Because as long as you're choosing what is better, you're just choosing inside your world, your delusional world, and it is there being adapted to feed your delusion and not to break free from it. Okay, so for today, that's it. Next satsang will be Wednesday, 9 a.m. Brazilian time, UTC -3. If you have any questions about this subject or other subjects that you feel that it is important in your spiritual path, you can send your question through the means available, preferably through WhatsApp, because it is, well, private and it comes directly to my hands. It goes through no one else. So it is better, and it will be answered in the next satsang, whenever that is. Okay, so until then, make it real for you. Watch.